Hello everyone, welcome to Rajeshwari's Commerce and Management Study Hub. I am Rajeshwari here. Let us understand today accounting of shares and debentures or issue of shares. So issue of shares, yak shares issue ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, what are the different types of shares, what are the different types of companies. Before understanding all these things, let us understand what is called as a company because the companies are issuing shares. So and as per the Companies Act 2013, Section 2, subsection 20, the companies which are registered, formed under this act are already an existing company. Also registered under the earlier act of companies is then they all are called as the companies. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ನ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಸ್ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ನಾವು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ದಿ ಕಂಪನಿ. That is why it is called as an artificial person, and we will treat it as a separate legal entity because the owner and the business will be treated separate. Both are not same, right? So and they will use for their identity common seal and official signature they will use in the company. Or companies means there will be an association of persons and they are contributing. When partners means they are contributing either money or money is what they are doing work for the company for a common purpose to achieve their common goal. So these are called the companies. Now by reading these definitions we'll understand more. Section 2 subsection 20 of the Companies Act 2013 defines a company as a company formed and registered under this act or an existing company, or a company is an artificial person having a corporate legal entity distinct from its members, that is shareholders, and has a common seal used for its signature. Okay, or company is an association of person who contribute money or money's worth to a common stock and use it for a common purpose. Now, what are the features of this company? So, we have understood by reading those meanings, it's a body corporate, means they all are registered. When they are registered under the Companies Act only, they are called as body corporate. And they are maintaining a separate legal entity. Owner and the business are both are not same. It is treated separately. Limited liability. Limited liability means when the amount are unpaid, they cannot go to the extent which are not covered. Okay, that is why they have limited liability. Perpetual succession. Whatever the changes happen in the business, irrespective of that, the business will go continuously. Common seal will be used for the company, right? Transferability of shares. In case of only public company, they can transfer their shares. Now, what are these different kinds of companies we have? Here you can see kinds of companies, and you have different types of companies there based on incorporation ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಎರಡು ವಿಧಗಳಾಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಲಾ. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎನಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ ಸಾಲ ತೀರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರ. ನಾನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಸಾಲ ತೀರ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮುಟ್ಟುಗೋಲು ಹಾಕೋಬಹುದು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತೀರಿ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಿ. Limited by shares, only shares you are limiting, or limited by guarantee, you are giving a guarantee, if I am not able to refund you can occupy or mortgage my building. Okay, so that is called limited by guarantee. Companies with unlimited liability, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ ಸ್ವತ್ತಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. Okay, so that is based on liability. In case of based on members, if it is a public company, then there will be a more than or equal to 7 members will be there, and the share paid up capital will be up to 5 lakh. Minimum 5 lakh should be there. Private company, restrict to transfer shares, so they can't transfer their shares. Share transfer is restricted, and can be a more than 200 members, and paid up capital should be 1 lakh. And we have other small companies, one person company under this section 2 subsection 62. Then based on control, when you have a control in decision making, or you can influence on decision making, that is called controlling. So holding companies, section 2 subsection 42, holding company holds the subsidiary company. Subsidiary company means it is a branch, right? Section 2 subsection 87. It is also called as parent company and subsidiary company also. Associate company, section 2 subsection 27. If you want to take any decision or influence on decision making, then you need to have at least 20% of voting power in the associate companies. Okay. Then government company. So government companies andrenu, government companies which held not less than 51% of paid up shares capital. 51% of shares na government hold ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ, not less than that. They are called the central government company if the shares held by central government. If it is held by state government, then it is called state government company. Partially by central and state, then it is called partially central and state government company. In case of a foreign companies ಅಂದ್ರೆ section 2 subsection 42 ಅಂಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ. So any company they are registered outside India or incorporated outside India, their place of business in India by itself, ಅವರೇ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ನ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಥ್ರೂ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, then it is called as foreign company. Okay. When it comes to a doormat company section 455 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಆದ್ರೆ any further project, no significant accounting transactions. So once they have registered, they just kept quiet, they are not recording any transaction, they are not making any transaction, they are inactive. You can call them as inactive. If they are in case of inactive companies after registration, they are called as doormat companies. Okay. I hope you all understood these kinds of companies. Please note down. It will be helpful for your further studies also, and if you are writing any competitive exams also. We have understood different kinds of companies. Now how they will run? All the whole capital whatever they required in the business, they can't bring by themselves, so they need to have a some of the sources of finance. ಬೇರೆ ಬಂಡವಾಳಗಳ ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕೋಬೇಕು. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಐದರ್ ಬೈ ಇಶ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಡಿಬೆಂಚರ್ಸ್, ಲೋನ್ಸ್, ಪ್ಲಗಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ರಿಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಅರ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವರು 2 ರೀತಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಒಂದು ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ನ ಬೈ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ IPO ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್, ESOS or ESOP, that is employee stock option scheme or employee stock option plan. If in case of a preference shares, private placement or by sell to a group of persons like underwriters. Bonus issue, bonus shares, this is for only existing shareholders, equity shareholders. Conversion of loan or debentures into a shares, or issue of shares on preferential basis by giving some priority, that is preferential basis. Now let us understand the meaning of shares first. ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹನಿ ಹನಿ ಹಳ್ಳ, ಹನಿ ಹನಿ ಗೂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಳ್ಳ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ವಾ, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಹೋಲ್ ಮನಿನ ಶೇರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay, so the group of people, from the group of people, share capital includes the shares. So shares kuda ಒಂದು part unit. Okay, shares na ನಾವು section 2 subsection 84 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. Shares are movable property. It is transferable in case of a public company, so it is a movable property. Transferable, distinctive numbers, it number also changes. Okay, shares are small unit in the share capital of a company, right? Now what do you mean by equity share or preference shares? Equity shares with normal voting rights, the first point is here they will have voting right, and they will get a ownership also, the part of the ownership of the company also when they purchase the equity shares. And with differential voting rights will be covered under the section 43. ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ 43 ಅಂದವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ವೋಟ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ವೋಟ್ಸ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೈ ಪೋಸ್ಟಲ್ battles also, and it includes the dividend also. That is why it is called differential voting rights. Then voting rights for section 47 to the preference shareholders. In case for any preference shareholders from past 2 years, if dividend is not paid under section 47, voting rights will be given. So preference shares, we have a cumulative or non-cumulative, participating, non-participating, convertible, non-convertible, redeemable or non-redeemable preference shares. So they will have two preferential rights. Of one is dividend or repayment of the capital. In case of winding up of the company, when it comes to dividend, maybe they will have a fixed rate of dividend or fixed amount with or without the income tax. Tax will be charged on the dividend declared, no? So that is with or without the tax. If there is no preferential rights, then it won't be called as a preference shares, it will be called as a equity share capital. This is another simple meaning for the equity shares, which is not a preference share, is called as an equity shares because the preference shareholders have a preferential rights, so that is why they are called preference shares. Okay, then now share capital. So here you can see the share capital. We have authorized capital, issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, paid up capital. So these are the parts of capital. Capital only different steps or stages of the capital. So they have a link between each other. Here authorized capital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮೆಮೊರಂಡಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಥರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ದೋಸ್ ಮೆನಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂವಿಂಗ್ in a short or at a time, but they are registering like 20 lakh, 10 lakh shares, whatever they required. So it is also called as nominal or a registered capital. This is not the issued capital. Now whatever they are issuing, that will be part of this authorized share capital. Now here they have registered 10 lakh. Out of that they are issuing only the 5 lakh shares. That is called issued capital. Okay, capital, and it is what actually they are issued to the public for the subscription purpose. Now subscribed capital, now 5 lakh you have issued, but all the 5 lakhs you cannot expect like the 5 lakh shares will be subscribed by the shareholders. So the subscribed capital will be a part of the issued capital. The whatever the actually subscribed by the public, actually purchased by the public, it can be a 4 lakh, 3 lakh or 5 lakh also. Okay, then called up capital, again it is a part of this subscribed capital. Okay, capital has been called up on the shares. Then paid up capital is a part of called up capital. Actually whatever we have received from the shareholders is called the paid up capital. So how you can remember these stages? So by NISCP, by keeping a mnemonic called N andre nominal capital, it is also called as authorized or registered. I andre issued capital, subscribed capital, called up capital, paid up capital, NISCP. Okay. Now how we are issuing these shares? Issue of shares. So public ಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗೋ ತರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಶೇರ್ಸ್. ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮನಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. Allotment money. Now for remaining installment we'll call it as remaining installment. First call, we'll give an time. First call or final. It can be a final call also. Second call also it is there. So till you will get cleared all the amount you will call. So first call, second call or final call. ಕಂಪನೀಸು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ನ ಅಟ್ ಪಾರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಟ್ ಪಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಫೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ನೋ. ನಾವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ನ ಬೆಲೆ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದೆ. 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದವಾಗ ಏನಂತೀರಿ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅಟ್ ಪಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀರಿ. ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿ ಫೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಿದ್ದ 2 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 18 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. So this is less than face value. If you are issuing at more than face value, then it is called as shares at premium. In 20 rupees is the share value. The premium amount is 2 rupees. Then 22 rupees you are issuing. Okay. Now the important part of this issue of shares, that is accounting treatment. What are the entries we are passing? Accounting treatment. Don't by heart, just understand. Okay, so then you no need to worry. Accounting treatment. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ನ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿನ ನಾವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿಗೆ ಡ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಪೇ ಮನಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮನಿ received. What is the journal entry for the application received? Applications money received. So whenever you receive an application money, all the transaction we know, we won't accept anything in cash. So through bank only we are receiving the amount to the company. Now bank account debtor, which money you received to bank? To share application money. Bank account debtor to share application money. So this is the amount which you have received through bank, right? Now how you are transferring this application money to the capital account? Here you have credited the share application money. Now which account we are transferring? Capital account we are transferring. So to transfer of application money. application money. We are debiting this application account ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀರಲ್ಲ, application account debtor. Here we credited, here we have debited. To which account we are transferring this amount? To share capital ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಇದು, to share capital account. Share capital account. Now this is about the application we completed. For two entries we have for application. One entry is receiving entry, that is bank account data to share application money account. Then we need to transfer the application money to share capital account. So by debiting the share application account, we have credited the share capital account. Now what about the allotment? Now we are allotting the shares. For allotment, there are two entries. One is due entry, then allotment money due. Allotment money due. We are allotting shares allotment account debtor to share capital account. Capital account. Due entry. This is due entry. You have to receive the share allotment account amount to share capital account. Now the allotment money you have received. ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಮನಿ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಇಷ್ಟು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ನ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಏನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಓವರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಅಲಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ requirement is there. So that is allotment money received. Allotment money received. So for the allotment money received, the entry is how we are receiving money. Through bank we are receiving money. Bank account debtor to which money we are receiving? Share allotment account. Here we have debited. Now we received this money by crediting the share allotment account. Okay. Now first and final call. So here we are considering the first call itself is a final call. The entry remains same. It is in case of it is a second call or final call also. But I will show you one entry. Okay. For recording the first and final call. First and final call. Share first and final call account debtor to share capital account. Share capital account. Share first and final call account debtor to share capital account. This entry is for due. Amount ಇನ್ನೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, ಡ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ. ಈಗ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮನಿ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ money received. Money received. Here how we are receiving money? Through bank only. So we are debiting the bank account debtor to share first and final call account. Right. Here bank account debtor to share application money account. Bank is a personal account. So what is the rule of personal account? Debit what comes in. We debited. Money account is coming to the bank. Share application. Shares is an liability. So always we are crediting the liabilities, right? So here you can see share application money we credited, and here again we want to close this application money. So here we have debited, again we have opened a share capital. It's a liability, equity and liability, equity and capital. Always we are crediting. So here we have credited. So allotment money. Now as of now allotment money we are allotting and we want to receive money for that. We are receiving cash from this. So we are debited to share capital account, the equity and liability. So that this is we have credited. Here bank account we debited, allotment we have credited. So if you are very strong with the basics, the journal entries, the rule of debit and credit, then you can solve any questions. Okay, so here you can see the same rule you are applying here also. So there is no changes. Okay, and we have a forfeiture of shares also. First we will solve a simple question for passing these entries, then we will understand the forfeiture of shares in the upcoming videos. Okay, the question is, Excel Company Limited issued 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, payable rupees 3 per share on application, rupees 3 per share on allotment, 2 per share on share first call, 2 per share on share second and final call. All the shares were fully subscribed and paid. Give a journal entries in the books of the company. So here we have a format of journal entries, that is in the books of Excel Company Limited. Journal entries, date, particulars, LF, debit amount, credit amount. Now here you can see the 10 rupees they have collected in a 4 different installments under 4 different names, right? So 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಏನಿದೆ, 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿನ 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮೇಲೆ, rupees 3 on application collect ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, right? Then 3 plus 3 is on allotment. Then 2 rupees on 3 plus 3, 6 plus 2, 2 on first call, plus the remaining 2, 6, 8, 10, second and final call. Understood how they have collected? So first entry we need to pass the for the application money received and application money transfer. Then allotment due entry, received entry. Call due entry, receive entry. Final call due entry and receiving entry. So there is no any arrears, means due from the shareholders. The money they have fully received, fully subscribed. Okay, now let us pass the journal entries. What is the first journal entry? How we are receiving money from the shareholders? Through bank only we are receiving, right? So what is the entry? Bank account debtor, bank account debtor. What is the total number of shares they have issued? 10,000. 10,000 share issue ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Application money ಎಷ್ಟು? 3. 10,000 into 3 is 30,000. Right? 2. Because the name of the share is given, so we are writing equity share application account. account 30,000. Write narration. Okay, then only your journal entry will be complete. Being, being, application money, application money received, application money received. So here you can write the 10,000 shares of rupees 3 each also. Okay, in case if you want. Now, the application money whatever we have received, no, we are transferring this money to capital account. Right. So these are the parts of capital only. Share capital money we are received in a different stages. Right. Different installments. So that money we are whatever for application we received, we are transferring to capital account. How we are transferring? By debiting equity share application, equity share application account data. Now account is closed, right? Application account data to share capital account. Capital is an liability for us. Today or tomorrow, once we wind up the company, we are going to claim this or repay this to the shareholders. Same amount we are writing 30,000. 30,000. Narration is being application money transferred to share capital account. Application money transferred to share capital account. Now the first entry we completed, right? So application clear ಆಯ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋದೇನು ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ. ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎಟ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ರಿಸೀವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನ. ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಶೇರ್ allotment account debtor, equity share allotment account debtor. Again here also we have 10,000 equity shares of rupees 3 we have allotted. 3 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ತರ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? ಅಗೇನ್ 30,000 here. 30,000 and this money to equity share capital. Equity share capital account. Right. Now what is the narration? Being allotment money due. Okay. Next entry, fourth entry. The fourth entry is now we are receiving allotment money. How we are receiving allotment money? Through bank we are receiving. So bank account we are debiting, and this bank account whatever receiving, the money is from the equity share allotment to equity share allotment account 30,000. Being allotment money received. Right. Now we have completed the entry for the allotment. What is the next stage of our installment? That is first call. So first call we are making to the shareholders. What is the entry? Fifth one, equity share. Equity share First call account debtor to equity share capital account. How many shares we issued? 10,000 shares, and allotment money is first call money is rupees 2, so 20,000, and this is our due entry, right? Being first call money due. Receive entry through bank, we are receiving bank account debtor to equity share first call account 20,000. 20,000 being first call money received. Right. Now the last entry is for the second and final call. Second and final call. Equity share second and final call account debtor to equity share capital account. Here share second and final call is rupees 2, so that is 10,000 shares into rupees 2 each, it is 20,000. Being second and final call money due. Money due. Due entry. The last one is through bank we are receiving money. Bank account debtor to equity share second and final call account 20,000. This is money received, being second and final call money received. Right. So we have passed all the 8 entries. For all these 8 entries, we have only one entry, that is at the end final you can pass bank account debtor to share capital account ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು 10,000 into 10. 10,000 into 10, that is 1 lakh, right? Total capital you received. Here you can see that. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ equity share capital ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ 30. Again share capital is, we have here 30. 30 plus 30, 60. 20. 60 plus 20, 80. Here 100. So that is 1 lakh. Okay, I hope you all understood. Practice makes you perfect. And while watching video also and solve more questions, I'll upload in the upcoming videos. Over subscription, under subscription, par. Now we have solved at par. There is no premium and discount. So premium discount questions also. Thank you for watching, keep supporting, and subscribe the video channel if you are not yet subscribed, and press bell icon to receive updates. Have a great day.